I thought I was untouchable. At 29, I stood at the top of my game in Miami's glittering chaos, a rising star in consulting, a husband who worshipped me, and a secret lover who burned through my veins like wildfire. I was Ava Torres, the woman who could bend the world to her will, juggling 2 lives without a single misstep. Or so I thought. My husband, Ethan, wasn't just playing along, he was orchestrating my downfall in a game I didn't even know existed. When the truth hit, it didn't just break me. It obliterated everything I'd built. 10 years. A decade of lies I thought I'd perfected. I had Ethan, the golden boy financier from a pristine Coral Gables family, the man my parents practically handpicked. Steady, ambitious, safe. Then there was Lucas, my high school love, the one who saw every crack in my soul and loved them anyway. We were raw, electric, a connection Ethan could never touch. My parents loathed Lucas, called him a reckless dreamer, a dead end who dragged me down. They dangled my trust fund like a guillotine, threatening to cut me off unless I left him. I was 19, desperate to keep their approval and the wealth tied to it. So I chose Ethan. But I never let Lucas go. I thought I could have it all: security and passion, a perfect facade and a hidden truth. Ethan proposed 2 years later under a canopy of stars at a South Beach restaurant, the ocean roaring behind us. The diamond on my finger screamed stability, a future my parents approved. They pushed the prenup, their ironclad insurance policy. If we divorced before 10 years, I'd keep my family's millions, my inheritance untouchable. After 10, everything split 50-50, unless I broke the fidelity clause. Then Ethan could claim more. I signed without a second thought, cocky enough to believe I'd outsmart them all. Ethan, ever the dutiful husband, cheered my consulting gigs that sent me across the country. He never questioned my late nights or weekend work trips. I thought he was clueless. I was wrong. Every business trip was a stolen moment with Lucas. Penthouse suites in Manhattan, Camelot lunches in Palm Beach, fake girls' weekends that were really fevered escapes to Key West. I was a master of deception, wielding a burner phone and a secret credit card like weapons like a pro. Hotel bookings, romantic dinners, gifts for Lucas, all masked as client entertainment expenses. Ethan got a devoted wife who kept a spotless Coconut Grove home, cooked his favorite meals, and played the perfect partner at his firm's galas. Lucas got my heart, my soul, the parts of me that burned too bright for Ethan's sterile world. My parents got their dream son-in-law, and I got to win. For 8 years, I danced on a razor's edge. My career skyrocketed. I was closing million-dollar deals, a name in Miami's elite circles. Ethan climbed the ranks at his financial firm, pulling 80-hour weeks, his name whispered in boardrooms. Lucas's tech startup exploded, and he bought a sleek Fort Lauderdale condo with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the ocean. We'd lose ourselves there, tangled in sheets, the world fading away. I'd text him from Ethan's side on our leather couch, faking work emails, my lies as smooth as silk. I felt no guilt. My parents had forced my hand, cornering me into a life I didn't choose. This was my rebellion, my way of keeping everyone happy while staying true to myself. I was invincible. By year 8, I got sloppy, cocky. I'd leave my phone face up, Lucas's texts flashing while Ethan cooked dinner. I reused excuses, client meetings, professional seminars, without tracking them. I'd come home from weekends with Lucas, glowing, my mood too bright for Ethan's muted world. He never flinched, always the doting husband, planning anniversary dinners at Michelin-star restaurants, booking spa weekends in Bal Harbour. We'd sip wine, laugh about our early days, and I'd think I've got this. I was wrong. Our 10th anniversary landed on a Tuesday, too mundane for a milestone. Ethan suggested a weekend escape to a South Beach resort. Turquoise waters, champagne flutes, the works. He was magnetic that weekend, more attentive than he'd been in years. Over candlelit dinners, he reminisced about our first date, his hand lingering on mine. He even floated the idea of kids, his voice soft, eyes searching. We're set now, Ava. Maybe it's time. I smiled, my mind half on Lucas, half on the charade. I felt untouchable, basking in my double life. Then Tuesday morning, the world imploded. I was on a client call, pacing our glass-walled office, when the doorbell rang at 10:30 a.m. Annoyed, I ignored it, but the ringing persisted, sharp and insistent. A man in a black suit stood on my porch, an envelope in hand. "Ava Torres." His voice was steel. "You've been served. Divorce papers." Ethan's name as petitioner, mine as respondent, filed the day after our anniversary, 10 years and 1 day. A section on irreconcilable differences was dwarfed by a list of evidence: photos of Lucas and me in hotel lobbies, texts from my burner phone, receipts from secret dinners, witness statements detailing an extramarital affair spanning the marriage. My knees buckled. This wasn't a mistake. It was a guillotine. I confronted Ethan that night, the papers strewn across our marble kitchen island like a crime scene. He strolled in, tie loosened, carrying groceries like it was any Tuesday. "How was your day?" he asked, glancing at the papers like they were junk mail. "Ethan, what the hell?" I screamed, voice cracking. He leaned against the counter, eyes cold as the Atlantic. "It's time, Ava. I've known about Lucas since 6 months after you started sneaking around. 8 years. He'd known for 8 years. Every trip he'd encouraged. Every late night he'd shrugged off. Every girls' weekend he'd smiled through. He was building a case. The prenup's fidelity clause meant I'd lose everything post 10 years. He'd waited, patient as a predator, until the clock ticked past our anniversary. Now, he'd take half our shared wealth, and more, because I betrayed him. "How could you do this?" I whispered, tears burning. He smirked, voice low, lethal. "You played your game, Ava. I played mine better. And I won. The evidence was a gut punch. Photos of Lucas and me laughing in a West Palm Beach cafe, my hand on his arm. Credit card charges for Key West hotels that didn't match my business trips. Texts I thought were hidden, pulled from my burner phone. He'd hired a private investigator, tracked my every move for years. My parents, when I called, didn't yell, they went silent. My mother's voice was a blade. "You've shamed us, Ava." My father hung up without a word. I drove to Lucas's condo that night, desperate for an anchor. He opened the door, eyes wary. "You let this happen," he said, voice tight. "You dragged me into your lies, and now I'm exposed too. Did you ever plan to choose me, Ava? Or was I just your escape?" I stammered. No answers, just guilt. He shook his head. "I need space. I can't do this anymore." 18 months later, I'm scraping by in a cramped downtown Miami studio, freelancing after my consulting empire collapsed. Clients whispered about my poor judgment, my name tainted in the city's tight-knit elite. Ethan got the Coconut Grove house, most of our assets, and a new girlfriend, a radiant lawyer who's everything I wasn't, honest, devoted, all in. Mutual friends say he's lighter now, unshackled, building a life with her in a way he never could with me. Lucas moved on too, dating someone new, our spark extinguished without the thrill of secrecy. My parents send money when I'm desperate, but their disappointment is a shadow over every call, every visit. I sit alone some nights, staring at Miami's neon skyline, replaying where it went wrong. Ethan didn't just win, he dismantled me. He played the long game, posing as the perfect husband while setting a trap. Every smile, every "I'm proud of you," every encouragement to travel, it was calculated, giving me rope to hang myself. I thought I was the puppet master, but he cut the strings. I keep dissecting my choices, marrying Ethan while loving Lucas, lying to keep both worlds, choosing security over courage. Would I do it differently? I don't know. Marrying Ethan gave me the stability to build my career. Lucas gave me the passion I craved. But Ethan was smarter, colder, more ruthless. He didn't win because he was good. He won because he saw the board when I didn't even know we were playing. The worst part, everyone calls him a genius for it. Friends marvel at his patience, his strategy, waiting out the prenup's 10-year mark. They call him admirable for not lashing out, for playing it cool while I betrayed him. But I see it differently. He lied just as much as I did, pretending to love me while building a case to destroy me. I was messy, emotional, torn between two lives I couldn't choose. He was surgical, a chess grandmaster moving pieces while I played checkers. Maybe that makes me the villain. Maybe I deserve this. A one-bedroom apartment, a fractured career, relationships in ashes. But I can't shake the thought that Ethan's victory wasn't about love or honor. It was about power. And in this game, power won.